Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to explore the fascinating story of Chris Langan, often called the smartest man in the world for his remarkable IQ. What's so interesting about Chris Langan isn't just his intellect, but the life he's chosen. He's worked as a bar bouncer and in a factory, and today he lives on a farm. What can we learn from someone with such an extraordinary mind? Let's dive into the psychology, philosophy, and inspiration behind his story, and how it challenges our views of intelligence and success. Part 1. Who is Chris Langan? The story of an unlikely genius. Let's start with the basics. Chris Langan is an American intellectual who has been recognized as one of the smartest people on the planet. His IQ is estimated to be somewhere between 195 and 210, higher than Albert Einstein's. But instead of the path you might expect for a genius, Langan has led an unconventional life. Langan worked jobs you might not expect, like a bar bouncer and in a grommet factory. His choice to live outside traditional academia or high-paying professions surprises many. Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change, said Stephen Hawking. Langan's story reminds us that intelligence isn't just about following the normal path. It's about adapting, surviving, and thriving in unexpected ways. Don't limit yourself to society's expectations of success. Intelligence is adaptable and comes in many forms. Part 2. The myth of conventional success. So why would one of the world's smartest people choose an unconventional life? It might be because he didn't believe in conventional success. Langan's story shows us that intelligence doesn't always align with society's typical markers of success. Success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life, but by the obstacles which one has overcome, said Booker T. Washington. Studies have shown that people who pursue non-traditional paths often report greater personal satisfaction, especially when motivated by self-fulfillment rather than societal expectations. Think about what success truly means to you. Is it about societal status, or is it about pursuing a life that's meaningful and fulfilling? Part 3. Intelligence versus wisdom. Knowing what truly matters. Langan's story raises an interesting question. What's the difference between intelligence and wisdom? Intelligence is the capacity for knowledge, while wisdom is knowing how to use it effectively. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom, said Aristotle. Wisdom is about knowing what truly matters in life. Langan's choice to live simply on a farm, rather than seeking fame or riches, may reflect a deep sense of wisdom. He has prioritized peace, self-reflection, and authenticity over recognition. Reflect on what matters to you. Intelligence might give you answers, but wisdom helps you ask the right questions. Part 4. The burden of high IQ. How being too smart can isolate you. There's another side to Langan's story. Having an extraordinarily high IQ can be isolating. Many people with high IQs report feeling misunderstood or disconnected from others, which can make social interactions challenging. Just like the saying, it's lonely at the top. Studies show that people with high intelligence often experience social isolation. They may struggle to connect with others on an emotional level, even if they intellectually understand human behavior. According to research from the University of Cambridge, people with IQs over 140 are more likely to experience loneliness, as they often find it hard to relate to others. If you feel disconnected, try to focus on shared experiences rather than intellectual similarities. Building relationships on empathy and understanding can bridge the gap. Part 5. Humility in intelligence. Despite his intellect, Langan is known for his humility. He has spoken about the importance of staying grounded and doesn't see his intelligence as something that makes him superior. The only true wisdom is knowing that you know nothing. From Socrates. People who see intelligence as a tool rather than an identity are often happier and more grounded. Langan's humility may stem from his understanding that intelligence is just one part of a person's overall character. Remember that intelligence doesn't define your worth. Humility helps you keep life in perspective and deepens connections with others. Part 6. The Challenges of Non-Traditional Careers. Why Langan Avoided Academia. Why did Langan choose not to pursue a career in academia or traditional intellectual fields? He has said he didn't believe in the elitism he found there, and he saw value in work outside intellectual circles. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination, said Albert Einstein. Some YouTubers who discuss Langan's life admire his willingness to pursue jobs that brought him satisfaction rather than prestige, seeing it as a sign of someone who truly knows his own worth. Don't feel pressured to follow a specific path. Intelligence isn't limited to intellectual work. There is wisdom and value in all kinds of work, from farming to construction to teaching. Part 7. The Power of Physical Labor. What working as a bouncer and in a factory taught Langan. Langan has said that physical labor, like his work as a bar bouncer and a factory worker, has taught him about resilience, hard work, and the importance of humility. If a man does not keep pace with his companions, perhaps it is because he hears a different drummer, said Henry David Thoreau. Engaging in physical labor can be grounding and help develop skills like patience, resilience, and a strong work ethic. A study in the Journal of Occupational Health Psychology found that physical labor can reduce stress, increase life satisfaction, and promote mental clarity. Respect all forms of work. Sometimes engaging in labor-intensive tasks can help us reconnect with ourselves and find purpose in simplicity. Part 8. Intelligence, Self-Reliance, and Independence. Langan lives independently on a farm, which reflects his commitment to self-reliance. This lifestyle emphasizes intelligence in actions, using his knowledge to be self-sufficient. Self-reliance is the only road to true freedom, said John D. Rockefeller. Self-reliance means trusting in your own abilities by living a self-sufficient life. Langan demonstrates that intelligence isn't just theoretical, it's about practical application and self-trust. Think about how you can become more self-reliant in your own life, whether it's learning new skills, managing finances, or developing emotional resilience. Part 9. Langan's philosophy on knowledge and the universe. Langan has developed his own philosophical theory called the Cognitive Theoretic Model of the Universe, or the CTMU. A complex framework he believes explains the structure of reality. We are not just atoms in the universe, we are the universe in the form of atoms, said Neil deGrasse Tyson. Langan's ideas, though not widely accepted in academia, reflect his deep interest in exploring fundamental truths. His pursuit of knowledge shows that intelligence is often more about asking profound questions than finding absolute answers. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Sometimes the greatest discoveries come from those willing to question the status quo. Part 10. The Social Implications of Extreme Intelligence. Langan's story also raises a question about how society treats highly intelligent individuals who don't conform to typical career paths or social expectations. Talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius hits a target no one else can see, said Arthur Schopenhauer. People with high IQs often experience alienation as they don't fit neatly into conventional categories. Society can sometimes fail to recognize or support those who don't pursue traditional paths, despite their gifts. Appreciate diversity in thought and expression. Recognize that everyone has a unique journey, and success doesn't look the same for everyone. Part 11. Lessons from Chris Langan. Redefining Intelligence and Success. So what can we learn from Chris Langan's life? Intelligence isn't just about grades, degrees, or career success. It's about understanding yourself, valuing your own path, and finding meaning in what you do. The purpose of life is a life of purpose, said Robert Byrne. Langan's life shows that intelligence is about authenticity, self-reliance, and wisdom. He challenges us to question our own definition of success and focus on what truly brings fulfillment. Define success on your own terms. Intelligence is just one piece of a fulfilling life. What matters most is aligning your life with your own values and passions. Thank you for joining me as we explored the life and philosophies of Chris Langan. His journey reminds us that intelligence doesn't always mean following the rules. It means thinking differently, embracing challenges, and living authentically. Remember, your path is your own, and you don't have to fit into society's narrow definition of success. Thanks for watching, and as always, value learning, keep growing, and success will come. Peace.